We'll try to resist the urge to make off-color jokes about these animals. One puppy really stood out from the litter. Farmers in Italy were pleasantly surprised when they saw this little guy with his coat of green fur, while his siblings all had glowing white fur like their mom. They appropriately named him Pistachio. Puppies with green fur are extremely rare, but they're not sick. It's believed that while they're in the womb, they come into contact with a pigment called biliverdin, which is the same pigment in the body that causes bruises to turn green. Pistachio's green fur eventually faded away, and he started to match his siblings. But his owners say they will always remember the joy he brought them and so many others in their town in Sardinia, where the color green is a symbol of hope and luck. This Joey was one of 12 born to a koala at the Australia Zoo, but it was the only one with white fur. Zookeepers say white koalas are rare, and this baby was the first of her kind to be born at the zoo. The condition is due to a recessive gene, and it's actually a good thing she was born in captivity. The zoo's wildlife director says her white fur would have made it difficult to survive in the wild. The zoo couldn't decide what to name the special girl, so they put out a call for suggestions and decided on Snow. But Snow might not always match her name. The zoo says, like baby teeth, she may shed her white fur and eventually blend in with the rest of the resident koalas. But she'll always have her name to remind her of her eye-catching entrance into the world. If these kittens could talk, they would probably say, "Don't draw on me." The pair were reportedly removed from a home in the UK after police found them to be covered in blue and green marker ink. Cops were at the home responding to another animal welfare issue involving a dog. That's when they saw the condition of the cats and handed them over to a cat rescue where they were named Smurf and Shrek. They were given baths which removed much of the ink, but it took time for all of it to come off. Cute as they may be, rescuers say they are victims of abuse, and they don't believe children were responsible for coloring in the cat's fur. The good news is that after being removed from that home, they were finally given the care and attention they needed. How did these dogs turn blue? That's what scientists in Russia tried to find out. Several cerulean canines were found near an old chemical factory about 230 miles east of Moscow. Despite their unusual hue, vets say they were in good health and blood samples came back normal. The veterinary clinic where the dogs were staying ordered blood tests and toxicology run-ups on their hair to see if they could get to the bottom of the mystery. Reports say the chemical factory, which was closed for more than 6 years when the dogs were discovered, used to produce plexiglass, and some of the buildings stored copper sulfate, which could have caused the blue fur. Some of the dogs were reportedly adopted after they were medically cleared. This seagull apparently had such a craving for Indian food that it took a dive into a container of chicken tikka masala and came out glowing like orange curry. It happened at a factory in Wales in 2016. Workers there say they left a batch of food outside. The bird was trying to get at some of the meat and fell into the container. People rushed to its rescue, pulling the seagull out and then rushing it to a local animal hospital. That's where the staff had the task of cleaning the bird off. They did a pretty good job getting most of the oils and spices out of its feathers. One thing they couldn't get rid of right away was the delicious smell of curry. Here's hoping no other animals were tempted to have seagull tikka masala for dinner. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Montalbano.